Hi everyone, it's Sunday, July 6th. This is Foreign Currencies with Scott, and I'm your host, Scott. So today I'm just going to do a little intro here on camera to talk about what will follow in the rest of today's video. So we have just started the $1,000 challenge for the year, and we had 2 trading days last week. So if you're feeling that you're a little behind, not to worry. We had 2 trading days and no trades were available in either of those 2 days. So you are not behind at all. If you still want to set up a demo account and try to follow along and do trades on your own, plenty of time to do that. And I will put a link in this video as far as my video that covered setting up a demo account, which you can do easily in less than 5 minutes, I would say. So what the following excerpts are going to show are our Wednesday night setup of the New York close for a Thursday morning London opening. Then it's going to show that there was no trade at Thursday morning opening. Then there'll be an excerpt for the Thursday night New York close and the setup for the following morning. And then we follow up and show that there is also no trade for Friday. So by no trade, that means that the pair was not more than 30 pips away from the New York closing price at the time London opened. So the one last piece of video that you will see with the graphics are the Friday close of New York, which we still haven't opened yet because it's still not quite 5 p.m. on the East Coast. So the market will open with Australia and then Japan, and then London will open for Monday at midnight Pacific time and 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. And we'll see whether it's going to be more than 30 pips away. So you'll be watching this Sunday evening. You can review Thursday and Friday. You can review the setup for Monday and remember all the things we've talked about. And if you're ready to put in a trade and there's a trade available, go ahead and do that. And we will do the same here. So that's going to be 3 days of potential trades between now and our next video, which will be Wednesday after the close of the New York market. So good luck, and we'll review those trades later. Enjoy watching these clips, and if you have any questions or comments, do let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye. So we're just going to, review here our Wednesday night setup and what happened at the Thursday opening of London. So if you recall, we almost hit the 30 pips up mark just within a couple hours of the New York close, after the New York close. And then we left it there and went away. And as you can see, it never went above that. But then before midnight, it went down below the New York close line again. So it revisited it essentially already once. And what we'll talk about is that when it has already revisited once, we're pretty much out for the day because the condition of revisiting the New York close has been met. Now, if it only goes up 5 pips and then comes back down and revisits after 5, we won't count that. But if it has breached that 30 pip line, that's a pretty good indicator that we've already met the condition. As we go on, we can see that it went below the New York close and then back above, and then it definitely breached the 30 pip line above and then came back down again. And at 3 a.m., we will close up here on 3 a.m., you can see that the pair was right here. I will touch and hold that, and I'm off by 1 again. Let's try this. Okay, so 3 a.m., you can see it was opened at 36506. So we closed New York at 36 pips. So 50 pips is only 14 pips. You can see if we back off here that we are above the New York close, but well within the extreme horizontal lines. So we would have no trade for Thursday. All right, so that is it for setting up Wednesday night for Thursday and then looking to trade on Thursday. And there was no trade for Thursday. So next we will take a look at setting up Thursday night for a Friday morning trade. Okay, so from our prior video excerpt, we saw that at midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, the opening of London this morning, the pair was not trading more than 30 pips away from the New York close. So we did not have a trade today, Thursday. So now it's Thursday after the market, the New York market close, and we're going to go ahead and mark that close and set ourselves up for tomorrow's midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern Time, London opening for Friday. So we'll go ahead and mark this. We're just going to hold the finger on the 1655. We'll see that the close was 136.552 there. And it is a red candle, so we'll put the line at the bottom. So 136.552. All right, we'll take 551. That seems to be as close as we can get here at the moment. Okay, so that's $1.36 and 55.1 pips is what it will cost in US dollars for 1 British pound. So now we're going to mark the extremes that we want the pair to go beyond, either up or down. So we'll do the up one first. We'll ask for a horizontal line. And since this is 55.1 pips, we're going to be looking for 85.1 pips. And there we go, 85.1. And then we will draw the lower line. So again, since it's 55.1, we're going to be looking for 25.1. Okay, so now we have our 3 horizontal lines representing the New York close, and then 30 pips above and 30 pips below. We're also going to draw in our vertical line just so that when we come back at the London opening, we will look at this graph and we will not look to the left of it. We'll only look to the right of that vertical line, knowing that's where New York closed. So it's a few periods after the close of New York, and you can see that we did have a gap here. At some moment there, the market gapped. And as I came in to do this video, it told me that there was not currently active trading, or trading was closed for this pair. And then within a minute or two, it opened again, and the pair's value had gapped lower. So this is beyond us peons. It's some kind of official shenanigans that goes on, but whatever that may be, all that we know is that when the pair came back and available to the public for trading, it had gapped lower. So it's good to not have this happen when you are in the midst of a trade, because that can seem rather unfair that the pair was at one value at one moment and then the next moment it seems to have gapped to a different price. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. So this is not a common everyday occurrence, but it is fairly ordinary for occasional gaps to occur. We can talk about that sometime in a separate video about what causes these gaps and where they're coming from. All right, so we have our 3 horizontal lines, our vertical line, and the next time we will look at this will be the opening of the London market on Friday at midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. London. Of course, this video is not going to view then, we're just collecting this data for the release of the Sunday video, which will review the Thursday and Friday trades, if any. Okay, so we're here to take a look at a couple of things. We had set up for close of New York Thursday, and we will evaluate that to see what happened on the London Open on Friday. And then after we do that, we will erase all these lines and set up new lines for the close of New York on Friday. So you can see we have our vertical line and our three horizontal lines. And if we close in on this now for Friday at 3 a.m. Eastern Time or midnight Pacific, we will see that the pair was trading. Let's go ahead and go closer and be precise. Right here. Okay, I missed it by 5 minutes, but where it opened is where the previous period would have closed. Well, okay, that's 2 periods too far, so let's go one more. Okay, 3 o'clock. It opened at 136.765, but we can see when we back off from the chart that we are within that 60 pip range of 30 above and 30 below. So there was no trade for us on Friday. So to review, neither Thursday nor Friday had a trade for us to place. So we are still at our original amount with no trades entered. So now we're going to delete all these lines that we set up Thursday night, and we will set them up for close on Friday. Now, since it's the weekend and the market is closed, we can simply see this horizontal line that already exists. That is exactly where the market closed. So over in the middle on the right, $1.36 and 46.5 pips. So we will go ahead and put in our horizontal line there. 136,465. All right, we'll call it 66. And then we'll put in our 30 above and 30 below line. So again, touch the chart, ask for a drawing, horizontal. So from 46 to go up 30, that will be 76.6. So that's right there. 76.5 is actually more accurate. And then for below, that will be 16. So we'll ask for another horizontal drawing, and we'll put in 16.5. 16.4, I guess, is the closest we'll get for the moment. So a pipette, not a big deal. We'll just stick with that. We can always adjust it in the actual trade if we need to. Now, we'll go ahead and draw the vertical line so that we know where we're starting from. Okay, and just placing that right next to it. So the market will open, kind of blocking it with my finger there. Okay, the market will open at that time. So now we are set up for Monday morning's opening at midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. London time for the opening of the London market. And we'll see if we're further away in the pair than these two extreme horizontal lines. That won't come up until our Wednesday video. This video will be coming out Sunday evening, and we'll get you caught up on the two trades for the week, Thursday and Friday, that we looked at. And again, neither of them had positions to enter. All right, that's it for this part.